Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate your time and everybody being here. I know your time is valuable, and I promise to make this training short and sweet and packed with value. And today we have decided to chat about the top habits of successful and happy moms in executive leadership. This was the winning topic. This is what most of the ladies voted on in our poll on Sunday, which is a great benefit of being in this group, is that you do get to contribute. Your voice is heard, and we can always go with the winning topic. Also open to other suggestions if anyone has anything along the way. Today, we're going to talk, like I said, about top habits for happy, successful moms. Couple little actionable items that might be helpful for you as you kind of navigate through this experience. Scratching the surface just a little bit in these live trainings, which I do every week. If you are new to the group or haven't seen a training before and you're wondering, who is this lady? What is she talking about? Just a little introduction. My name is Alex Stark. I am a licensed therapist in 3 states. Also an executive burnout coach. I do have a certification in neuroscience-based mindfulness, and I am a former nonprofit executive leader. I'm a wife and a mom of 2 young girls. I live in southern Missouri. And I'm really excited to be here with you all today. Thank you so much for being here. And let's dive in. I do have some notes. So if you see my eyes jotting off to another direction, that is for me to just check back in to make sure I'm sharing with you all the things I want to share and all the good tidbits. I love these to be interactive. So please check in, like, comment, let me know where you're watching from, if you're watching the replay, if you're watching live, what is resonating with you, what you liked, what you didn't like. So let's talk a little bit first about what is a habit. How do we define that for our time together? A habit is just a behavioral pattern. So, yes, there are lots of definitions. Yes, we could probably make it more complicated, but really it doesn't need to be. It's just a behavioral pattern that you kind of continue over and over in your daily life. And talk a little bit about how I made this list. So, how did I come up with this list? Did I just Google it? No. So, how did I come up with this list of top habits? Couple different ways. One is some books that I've read that I will share in the comments after the training. Two, just years of lived experience in working with high achieving women in executive leadership roles, both in the therapy space and in the executive coaching space. And also did have some help with several research articles where this is backed by science. So I kind of took a combination of all of those things and made this list. So I hope that you enjoy it. And please let me know if you have any questions along the way. So, first thing, top of the list, the ability to control your own time. Huge. This looks like you feeling like you have autonomy and you have independence to control your time within your workday, within your life. You have the ability to set limits, to set boundaries. You have the autonomy to, yes, of course, you have obligations, whether it's at work and at home. Even if you are an executive leader, you should still be in a space where you feel comfortable and safe setting limits for your own time. Second, the ability to be resilient. If the same thing happens to 2 different people, and one person is resilient and the other person is not, the person who is less resilient will have more of a negative impact of that same event every single time. So the ability to bounce back, the ability to recover from negative events. Third thing, understanding when you have enough. Knowing what you're chasing. What are you chasing? Is it a particular job title? Is it a particular salary? Is it working for your dream company? Is it a particular geographic location? Like, what is that thing that you're chasing, and knowing when you've had enough. Sometimes, especially in, leadership roles, some women may get to a place where they just kind of want the more, the bigger, the better, and the grass is not always greener on the other side. So really kind of knowing when to stop and knowing when to be present and that you've had enough. Which brings me to my next point, being mindful and present. This particular one was on every single resource that I researched. Okay, the scientific articles, the books, all the things. The happiness researchers who have been studying why are people happy, what are they doing, who are these happy people, and what are they doing for years. This is on every list. Being the ability to take time to be and not to do. So that doesn't necessarily mean meditation, although it can. It means positivity, gratitude, being able to retrain or train your brain to be okay doing and right where it is, and not always feeling that humongous, strong sense of having to do, but just being able to be. Another thing which is really important, being out and about, right? We know that with technology and with the huge wave of people working from home, that we do a lot of things from our computers, right? Like you're watching me right now through your computer. My business is, based primarily virtually, but understanding and recognizing the importance of in-person touch points. That might not be able to be every day or every week, but whatever you're doing, you have to get out. Get out of the house, talk to people, meet your colleagues, meet your friends. That's a really important part of being happy and successful, is recognizing the benefit of human interaction, even if it's not your primary mode of contact. Okay. Sleep. This is huge. This is so huge and so underrated. And I'm going to actually be talking a lot about this next week in a lot of my posts and my info. Sleep is the most important and also the most undervalued mode of self-care out there. It is crucial for your brain and your body for rest. If you are not getting, and I know this is probably going to sound wild, but if you're not getting 8 hours of sleep a night, good sleep, you're really missing out. So sleep is huge. Happy people, successful people are well rested. Any way you slice it, that's how it's going to look. Number 8, protecting your peace. What does that mean? That means that you will protect your ability to be calm and focused 100% of the time. That is very important, which is saying no, boundaries, time wasters, things that don't serve you should not be part of your life. Some examples of time wasters could be something like scrolling on your phone for 2 hours because you think it's a way to help you relax, or feeling like you have to clean your house every single day, or feeling like you have to say yes to a social obligation although you don't really want to, or going to a work meeting and feeling very obligated to be social afterwards. So you're done with the work part and now you have to go out to dinner with everyone and have drinks with everyone because you're obligated to. So that would be an example of a time waster. So finding your peace would be number 1. And once you find it and once you get there, protecting it at all costs. Recognizing quality over quantity in most aspects of your life. Actually, probably all. With kids, especially. The quality of time you spend with your kids is way more important than the quantity of time you spend with your kids. There is a research study out there that looks at quality versus quantity in time spent with kids, specifically in relation to working moms. And the outcome was found that kids more enjoy their moms being present, even if it's for as little as 15 minutes a day, than having their moms there 24 hours a day and not feeling present and feeling like they're kind of being put off and not paid any attention to. Excuse me. So quality over quantity also in the work that you do. So you may not be able to do all of the things, or maybe you try to do all of the things, but you don't do them very well, or maybe you are overworking yourself and you can't do all the things you set out to do. The quality of your work is really important. It's more important than the quantity. And if that's not something that is valued, in your organization, that for sure is very challenging. I recognize that can be a barrier, but it also helps, bolster your pride and your personal development and professional development when you have quality behind your work, when you feel like you've done a really great job, and you weren't, rushed through your task, or, before you could finish one project, you're being handed another, something like that. Also accepting imperfections. So perfectionism is huge. It is a huge predictor of burnout. It's also a huge predictor of mental health concerns. It's also really common to be integrated into female executive leadership. And a lot of times high achieving women, they do have a component of perfectionism. It's super common. So accepting that not everything can be perfect, and accepting imperfections in all areas of your life, not just work, right? Maybe your kids don't have the perfect Halloween costume, or maybe you forget it's crazy hair day at school, or crazy sock day, or maybe you forgot to get, something for the teacher for Teacher Appreciation Week, and that's okay. Those are okay. They're not crucial. You can always make up those things later. Okay. Another crucial habit of really happy, successful moms and leaders is staying organized. In whatever that looks like for you, it can be different. Some people like apps, some people like a paper calendar, some people like those, electronic calendars that you kind of plaster all over your wall. Whatever. The system doesn't really matter. What matters is that it makes sense for you. It gives you a sense of control. It gives you a sense of organization. It gives you a sense of that even if you do have a packed day with a million things going on, that you have, going back to number one, you have the ability to control your time, and you have the ability to manage your time and your freedom. Any of this resonating with you ladies at all? Can anyone give an example? Can you think of a time when you've experienced one or all of these things that really resonates with you? Let's see what kind of commonalities we have. So also starting off your day in a really, really focused and routine way. So not on your phone. And I know that's so common because, everybody always says, well, I use my phone for my alarm, and I have my phone and it's plugged in here right next to my head all night long, and it's charging up for me to get a good use out of it tomorrow. I know that's everybody's response. And it sounds like an archaic thing to get a regular alarm clock, or to like not have your phone in your room. But starting off your day with a routine without a device is huge. I mean, if you look at any of these research articles, they all say the same thing. Whether that's, waking up 10 minutes before the kids, or, just stepping outside and getting some fresh air, or having a moment of gratitude or mindfulness, whatever that looks like for you. And I can help you, develop a routine that works well for you individually. It has to make sense, but it has to be routine, and it has to be starting your day off really focused, like I said, without the device. Really important to have things that are yours and yours alone. So not work, not kids, not husband or partner, not parents, yours. Something that you can attach to, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel excited, that makes you feel joyful. Whether that is, there's all sense. It could be a hobby, it could be a travel, it could be, sometimes people use therapy, sometimes people use professional development, sometimes people cook, have an exercise they like, movies. The thing doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's yours, and it's yours alone, and you don't have to share it. So like taking to your kid to their baseball tournament for the weekend isn't it. That's a wonderful component of your life, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that you can have, that you can own, that is yours and yours alone. Um, it gives people something to kind of grab onto. Okay. Your kids aren't your hobby. So, whatever they love and they like, yes, nurture that. Yes, take them to the things. You need something. A lot of times, moms don't have a thing. When I ask moms, like, well, what do you like to do for fun? They'll say, well, I go to gymnastics with my daughter and I take my son to XYZ. And my husband really likes fishing. So, we go fishing. And I say, well, what about you? And they'll say, well, I don't really have a thing. I don't really have a hobby. So really important that if you don't have one, to get one or try a couple different things out and see what you like, what you don't like. Really important, again, for that autonomy and that independence. Another thing, personal and professional development, learning, learning on your own. Not because it's company sponsored, not because your company said you have to attend this training, you have to get this maybe CEU to continue your license, you have to get this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something that is either personally or professionally really, really exciting and important to you, something that you think will help you long term, sustainably, something that you want to learn about, that you're excited about. That's a really huge part of feeling happy and successful, is not only when you have control of your time and your surroundings, but when you can control the information that you're learning. So yes, of course, being part of an organization or maybe having a professional license or something that you have to keep up on. You have to go to your conference every year, fine. But we all know nobody pays attention to that. Get something that you really like. Get something that you love. That's okay. That's an okay thing to do. Reflection at the end of your day. Huge. This, I think, is probably super underrated and probably not used very often, but this is something that I think is huge. So at the end of your day, take a few minutes. I'm not talking like a long time, 5-10 minutes. Open up a journal, open up a note on your phone, get a Post-it, talk out loud to whoever's in the room. It doesn't matter. Talk about what happened during the day. Reflect on the day, not just the tasks. Not like I went to, then I did the laundry, and then I cooked dinner, and then I went to the grocery store, and then I got the kids, and then da 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 da. Not that. I'm talking about accomplishments, barriers, challenges, what went really well, what didn't, kind of a reflection of the day, both personally and professionally. Think about critical items, anything that's like critical and emergency that needs to happen right this second. Probably going to be a no. What does my day tomorrow look like? I know it sounds like a lot when I talk through it, but when you're doing it, it's only going to take you a couple minutes. What that does is it kind of allows a transition time to wrap up any thoughts for the end of your day and allow you to rest and then bridge your thoughts to the next day in the morning, right? Because sometimes we go to bed and we haven't done that, and we're on our phone and we're scrolling and we're in bed and the phone's on and we're watching TV and we're thinking about all the things we should have done and we're answering emails, and it's just like this cycle of thoughts without the permission and the ability for ourselves to just like shut it down. This will make you a better leader. This will make you a more balanced mom. This will help you in the following day to just have a little bit of a reset. So again, reflecting at the end of your day. Goals at the beginning, reflection at the end. Very easy. Okay, 2 more things. Surround yourselves with like-minded people. Okay. You are the company you keep, basically. So if you have the desire to be happy and joyful and to learn and to reflect and to be, a continuously, developing person, you got to surround yourself by people who want the same thing. It's really, really hard to be the only one in a group who wants that. I've seen it before where, women are there, they're in that space, and they've had, people who aren't supportive or who don't get it or who don't understand why they want to work so hard, or they don't get why they are, these executive leaders, and why don't you just stay home, and why don't you just, not do it? And that's not helpful. It's not realistic, sustainable, or helpful. So surround yourself by like-minded people who want the same things as you do. Lose the guilt is the last thing. Lose the guilt, the mom guilt. It's not serving you. it's not helpful and it's not productive. So your guilt about something, guilt doesn't change outcomes. It won't change your outcome. So if you do have some, feelings around feeling guilty about either the way that you work or how you work or your kids or your family, just, we can talk through that. It's a pretty simple thing to kind of move through, but also very common. And I recognize a lot of people have it. But that's something that we have to move through because it's not serving you. Okay. So there you are. 15 top habits of happy and successful moms in executive leadership. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm always open to comments and feedback about these trainings. I did change the time this week. I know a couple ladies mentioned that the daytime trainings were a little bit too hard, but the replays will always be available. So no worries at all. The information in the group will always be free. I will continue to do these trainings, post informational posts, do guides, all of that. I do also have a paid program. I do offer a 12-week hybrid executive coaching and burnout and prevention recovery program. It's specifically designed for moms in executive leadership. In that group, we learn how to beat burnout, how to reconnect and re-engage in your personal life, all while serving as a more balanced and more successful leader, and really deriving your fulfillment from career and from home. We talk and learn a lot about setting strong, healthy boundaries, managing high functioning anxiety, getting rid of the mom guilt, how to perform better at work and be a more transformative leader. DM me if you're interested in hearing more about the program. And I'm happy to chat through your individual situations. I also offer free consultation calls in case you're just curious about what it's all about. And as a bonus, you may, if you're interested in working with me in any capacity, you may want to check with your employer. Some employers are offering reimbursement or covering costs for executive coaching. So if that's a space that you are in, and you're interested in some coaching with me, please give me a shout and let me know, and we can talk through what the payment options are. So thank you again, ladies. Always so nice to come on here and give you some info. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a great long weekend. Hopefully you have some time off, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.